first things first. There, on with the video. This is Dragon Samurai X. It's a combination model between set 71754 and set 71775. Everything you need will come in those boxes. Maybe it's a mech, maybe it's Nia herself, maybe it's something in between where the mech is an extension of her energy power. I'll leave that up to your imagination. This isn't the biggest thing I've ever made, but it is the most articulated, and it's still stonking huge. Official mechs tend to get less and less articulated with size, and for good reasons. I myself have conceded to those reasons many times. But for this model, I attempt to overcome them to mixed results. Let's look at the joints. I want to start with this assembly because the entire mech is kind of built around it. These are just Golden Dragon Lloyd hips, but they're spaced apart to have a click joint in the middle. And this click joint will give you the waist swivel as well as the ab crunch. Except you'll see that this ab crunch is pretty weak. It's even weaker than the waist joint. So to support it, I have built these two click joints here, and I built the midriff as a tube that attaches onto the two click joints on the side, like that. This one attaches to the middle. So you still get the waist joint, and now the ab crunch is supported. From neutral, it can do 2 clicks forward and 2 clicks backward, even with this cockpit, which is just on a hinge there. And there are 2 studs that holds it in place in closed position. You can open it up like this, put it in here. Close it back up, close this back up, and she's in there. The torso is pretty pedestrian. It's a normal click joint. The shoulder pad attaches via this ball and axle. It can go to about level. You have to move the head out of the way a bit. Any further than that and it will start coming apart. The elbow joint actually points backwards, which is not that rare for a fan model, to be honest. I do want the fist to line up with the elbow, so I have to build in this direction. There's some Technic shenanigans in there to achieve that, and I keep this space relatively free. There's like a big gap here so that you can have a deeper elbow. It's not super deep, it's 2 clicks past 90, but I'm content. Hands on a ball joint, a thumb can move here and here, and each of these fingers are clipped on. This pin and ball is for the weapon. The thigh has another one of these joints. This black piece is just this one, and I lock off this direction of movement so that I can just use it as a thigh swivel. There end up being quite a lot of play still, especially when everything is added in. This is another one of my attempts to try to build in thigh swivel. This time it's up here, so the leg would look a lot more natural using it than on Golden Dragon Lloyd. It can't completely straighten because it bangs into the hip joint, but I'm kind of okay with that. The skirt will go onto this bar like thus, and it can rotate around and hinge a bit. This triple ball knee joint is the same as the official Samurai X mech, but I have orientated the other joints this way and leave a bunch of room behind of the calf so that she can bend her knee way past 90. Well, a little bit past 90. It's pretty good, I think. Well, we're starting to see some problem now. The ankle, the forward and backward movement are on 3 balls, and this whole ankle assembly It's just plate sandwiching on each other. There are 2 ball and pin on either side here, and there's like a hook that I've built so that you can sling the weapon down straight like this, or you can hook it here so that it's diagonal across the back. And that's it for articulation. You may or may not realize this already, but posing is a constant game of tug-of-war with gravity. I always feel a pressure to use as much as possible for alt builds and combi models, but I found myself trying to remove internal pieces best I can to make the limbs lighter. Weight management isn't necessarily a problem exclusive to big LEGO mechs. If you have the patience to work with and balance large action figures of any kind, this shouldn't be too bad. Just know what you're getting into. LEGO ratchet joints are not very strong. They have way too few clicks and way too much play. But if you are patient, you can get a lot more dynamic posing from her than anything else I've ever made. Or she can just stand there and look cool. Instructions are in the description and on screen in a bit. You can get this in a bundle with Golden Dragon Lloyd for a couple bucks off if you'd like. I'll probably do more of these. There's an obvious next candidate, but no promises. What I do know is I'm probably never going to attempt to design one of these things in its entirety on stream ever again. Boy, was that a mess. I just want to say thank you for everyone who tuned in, for every agonizingly boring second of me just sorting things, taking things apart, or just sitting there thinking. And also thank you to everyone who are getting instructions for this model. I hope it treats you well. That's about it. Stay safe, internet.